Hi, and welcome to Labelled Disabled. Today we have a guest in called Megan.
Hi guys.
How you doing, Megan?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. How are you?
Oh,
Very well.
amazing. Like, we've been talking for a wee while now.
I know we have. I know it's been like what over a month now. Doesn't it feel like it?
I know. It's quite surreal because obviously you just came across us, didn't you?
I'd been scrolling through TikTok and it was a video. I think it was your pal that you've done it with, like the ADHD and the ADHD episode, and you said put up that you were talking about vertigo. I know it where like you just scroll and I seen vertigo and I was like, hang on a minute, I know what that is. I've had that before. And I was like, I want to watch that. And it wasn't until I looked in the rest of your channel and I seen the MS episode and I was like, I'm going to watch that. And that was me. As soon as I watched it, I was like that. It's so good to watch people and go, they know exactly what I'm thinking about, how I feel, everything like that. And that's when I commented in your Instagram and I was like that, this is so relatable, it's great. And that's what happened.
I know, as soon as I seen you comment, I was like, oh, we need to get her in. We really need to get
We
her.
did both say that right away. Oh, that's a guest.
Yeah.
That's a guest. Because obviously we looked at your page and you'd done a lot of charity work and all that. So
Aye.
it looked like you were up for
Aye, for
creating
talking
awareness.
about it. Aye, definitely. Like when it got me, like when I'd seen these messaged me, I was dead nervous. I'm like getting there. I was dead nervous. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And like I could talk to MD. I literally could talk to MD. But see, as soon as I know a camera's there, I'm like, oh no, I can't do it. But I'm a lot better now.
Yeah, I said you get used to it. You forget
do.
the camera there because of the setup, man. 'cause
Aye,
you're facing it.
definitely.
Yeah, you start whacking the mics and shit. You're like, your hands.
I know. See, when I talk with my hands all the time, so I'm like, I'm going to watch what I'm doing here.
Don't worry, mate.
Don't worry, we'll get people that jump up and down. As long as you get the mic back and you get people that jump up, you get to pull the mic back in and they're just sitting there like that. I'm like that.
Get that back.
Yeah, I know. My words exactly. No, man. But it's kind of weird because you watched us then. You'd watched
Yeah.
the episode and we spoke the other day about this. And there was a weird symptom that people thought I was talking shit about.
Aye.
The smelling dog and like that. What was your symptom in that?
Everything tasted like soap. So see, at the time I thought I was just making everything with a weird thing in it, and I'm like, everything I'm eating tastes like soap, and I never ever thought about it. And then it wasn't until I watched your video and you had said about everything smelling weird, and I'm like, I wonder if that's why everything I ate tasted
Is
like
weird.
soap. Because
Must be.
More than likely,
Aye.
brain damage. I feel like the nerves, the signals are just not getting there.
No.
They're just like hitting and missing.
And let's see, at the time, like I didn't even think anything of it, and everybody that I was eating with, I was like, can you taste soap off that? And they're like that, no, like, nothing we're eating tastes like soap. And see, now I still can't eat the same things I ate then. Like one night I made stuffed peppers for my dinner, and see now, like I can't touch them because I'm like, they taste like soap. And they
You just
didn't.
got a mental
It was
block
just
like
me.
every time.
I've just blocked stuffed peppers from my mind now.
Just turn right off them. Like, nah, never again.
I'm like, never again, we're not having them again.
Nah, I don't feel it having soap today.
No, fuck that.
It
But worse,
was.
man, if you ate something that was like your favourite thing, you're like, ah,
I know.
that's fucking
I'm
dumb.
glad I wasn't eating it that light then.
Fair play.
So tell us a wee bit about your diagnosis story and stuff like that.
So I get diagnosed just before Christmas in 2022. But my first symptom I'd got the year before, so it was like July 2021. And we were, mind when you couldn't go on holiday, like abroad or anything like that. And we had went up to Inverness for the weekend. And on the way back, I was like, I'm so tired. Like, see, to the point I was like driving and I'm like, I'm so tired I can't even keep my eyes open. Like that kind of tired. And I don't really get like that at all. And I remember just being like, I remember driving with like a can of Monster and letting my legs like that. I need to just keep drinking this to keep myself awake. And it was weird. Like, but I didn't think anything of it. And then when we get back, I woke up and I had double vision. And everything that I was looking at was just double. And I've never had any issues with my eyes at all. But everything I was looking at was just double vision. Like, and that was like that. And that was about a couple of days because I wasn't really like, do you know what way? I wasn't telling MD or nothing like that.
Aye, because you don't want it to be true.
No, I know. And like, I didn't say anything about it.
So did you feel that scared about it? You were too scared to mention in case it was
Aye,
something
Just
serious?
leave
Uh-huh.
it. Just leave it a few days and see if it goes away.
Aye, and I was like that.
Right.
Like, I was like, if it's fine, it'll be fine, it'll go away. And it didn't go away. And then it was like that. I think that was like, say, the Monday. And then it was, I think it was maybe the Wednesday I was eating my dinner. And I just remembered I was like, I feel like dead, like it was dead weird. Like, is that like just
Aye.
weird to move my mouth? And it was Daniel was like, have you seen your face? And I was like, no. My face had like total drooped. Like it looked as if I'd had a stroke.
Oh my
so I was panicking. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what am I going to do? And I phoned the doctor. Well, that was like the night. And then the following day I phoned the doctors. And they're like that, listen, it's probably like just precaution, but go to the A&E because the doctors wasn't. I think it was a bank holiday. It was a bank holiday, so it was like, see the July bank holiday.
Yeah, that's the worst time
I
as
know,
well.
I know. Of all days for that to happen, of all days to finally speak to a doctor. And I phoned up and like that. Listen, it's probably best you go A&E, like just to rule everything out. So at that point, obviously I couldn't drive because I felt like I had the vertigo, double vision, tiredness, so I didn't drive. And it was Daniel that dropped me off, and that was the time you couldn't go into the hospital with anybody.
Aye.
So I went in and I told him my symptoms and stuff like that. The guy came back in and he's like that, we think you've had a stroke. And I'm like, I was
Jeez,
23 at this point, do you know what I mean? I was in my cell, like, never ever, it was horrible. I remember, like, in the room, my cell, didn't even have anybody to kind of,
Comfort
like,
you?
fall back, like, comfort me about it. And I was like that, oh my God. And I remember phoning everybody and tears like that. I think I've had a stroke. Like, what the fuck's happening? Just didn't know.
That must have been so scary.
Oh, it was horrible. Like, and it was, like, see, at the time, I kind of, like, tried to no think about it in this waiting room, but it's all you can think about. Aye, like, because you didn't have anybody there to talk to.
Yeah.
I get diagnosed about the same time as you,
Aye.
and it was, you weren't allowed anybody
No.
in the car parks. They weren't, when I was in Edinburgh, they had they weren't allowed to park in certain car parks. They had to park away, miles away and all that. Certain car parks were only for the staff at the time,
Right.
so they always had access. It was weird things like that. So
I know.
you were proper felt alone. It got to the point I would just like that to people, I'll get the bus there myself and I'll phone you when I get out. 'Cause
Aye,
there's
I
no
know.
point in
Like,
all the
waiting
stress I
about.
try to pick me back up and all that makes it even worse when your head's like mush. So.
Aye, it is. It's horrible. And I remember, like, I was sitting in that room and I was sitting in bits, and I'm like, I've had a stroke. Like, I'm 23. How am I gonna get better for this? Like, I've never heard anybody having a stroke at 23. Like, do you know what I mean? It was mad.
Aye,
and
that's
then
too
they're like,
young.
I know. And they're like that. Right, we'll take you down to get a CT scan. So I get a scan, and they're like that. We've not found anything like on the scan, so we're like confident that it's no a stroke. So they said to me it was Bell's palsy that I had, and they're like that, you've had double vision because of that. So I was like that, right, okay. So I get sent home with steroids, and then I went into my work the following day. No, it was like the Monday. I went in, and I was talking to my pal, and I was talking to her like this because I couldn't see properly. I was
get
like, it's
that.
actually hurting me to look at you. And she's like, Megan, going to go to the optician. She's like, it's no normal to be feeling like that. So I went up to the opticians, and the woman's like that. She's done like all the tests, and she's like, I can't see anything with your eyes, but she went, I'm going to send you for an urgent appointment up at the eye hospital. So I went there, and they checked my eyes, like, we can't see anything. We don't know why this has happened. But they gave me like glasses with like a prism on it
Yeah, I've
to
had
help the
them.
double vision.
Yeah.
And that was, so it was like that. Like, they just sent me away that day, and then I think it was because during COVID as well, they weren't really sending you to loads of places. So
Yeah.
it was like I went there for that appointment, and then it's like, we'll check up on you every couple of months. So I was going to it was Hairmyres, like the eye hospital, and I was going there. I think that was like every month I was going, and nothing was changing. So it was like nothing was getting any better. Like, I was always wearing these glasses, and then it was the doctor that finally said, look, I think we're going to send you for an MRI scan. Like, it's nothing to do with your eyes. Like, my vision was fine apart from the double vision, and they're like that, we're going to send you for the MRI scan. So I get sent for the MRI scan, and then it was a waiting time to see a neurologist. So this was like the September I got the MRI scan, and then I seen the neurologist in the February.
Jeez, oh.
And I know, and being on your own that time with all the thoughts
I
flying
know,
in
and
your
all
head,
these
like,
symptoms as
Fucking
well,
hell.
and
Aye,
none
like,
of the
what's
stuff that you're
happened?
doing is helping.
I know. Aye, and I had all these thoughts in my head, like,
Did they give you any
what's
idea?
wrong?
Any
No, like, so when I'd went to the eye hospital and they're like that, like, we're going to send you for an MRI scan, and I just kind of went, why? Like, why would I be getting sent for that? And like that, we just want to check everything's all right with your brain. It might just be wear and tear. And I'm like, wear and tear. I'm only 23. Like, how much wear and tear can I have? Like, and I was like, that's bizarre. And then, so I finally seen the neurologist in the February, and I went in, and he's like that. He sat me down. He's like that. Have you ever heard the MS? And I was like that. Aye, I've heard it, but I don't know anything about it. And then he's like that. Has anybody in your family got it? I was like, no, nobody's got it. And then it was like that. Like, and I'm quite I don't really take anything seriously. So see, when somebody asks me kind of questions, I'm like, why is he asking me all that? I don't click that somebody's trying to have that conversation with me. So he's like that. He went, do you know why you're here today? Has nobody told you why you're here? And I'm like, no. And he's like that. Your MRI scan showed, is it demyelination?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like that. And we think it might be MS. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't understand how that could be. Like,
Oh my God.
and it was mad. Like, and I was sitting in my cell again. So my mum and dad, they had dropped me off, and they were sitting out in the car park, and I went out, and I was like that. He's just told me he thinks I've got MS, and they were like, no, can it be? Like, they still didn't believe it either. And then after that, I get sent for a lumbar puncture in the March, and just to confirm diagnosis.
Yeah.
And that came back. I think it was like, is it like bands you need to have to confirm that it is MS?
It's the proteins.
Yeah,
The proteins. And I had only had like 2 out of 5 or 1 out of 5, I can't really remember. And they said like that isn't enough. The now we'll see, because I'd only had 1 relapse. That was like my first relapse. So he's like that's not enough to confirm diagnosis. The now he's like that we'll do another scan in I think it was in September. He's like we'll do another scan then, see if there's any changes, and then we can be definite to confirm that it is MS. So that was like that. So that was the February to the September. Still didn't know what was happening. I'm like, I still don't know what's going on here. And I know.
That's a long time, man.
At 18, all in, it was 18 months.
Jeez,
In
that is...
between,
Without an actual answer.
18 months from my first relapse to the day I get diagnosed.
COVID has a lot to answer for. It really
Definitely.
does.
So they never give you an inclination. They were just like, could
No,
be MS, and they just
like
let
that
you
could
hang
be
with it.
MS. And like, it could be MS, but
you
we
don't
don't
really-
know. And
You don't really have all the signs, so we're just going to wait.
I like that because I only had 1 relapse as well, and maybe there wasn't enough like proof on my brain
Yeah.
scan. And he's like that we don't know for sure. And I was like, right, okay. So I think they'd kind of put it down to like the clinically isolated
Syndrome.
symptoms. Yeah,
Well,
syndrome.
I had radiological isolated syndrome,
Right, okay.
which was another form of that.
Oh, right, okay. Is
But-
there more?
When I got when I got funding with that, I get put into a specialised clinic in Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, we know this is the pattern you're going to take. They were playing it out for me for day one.
Aye, for day one.
You were just, sounds like you were just left there. Like,
No, but your
I know.
symptoms
Work
at the
out
start
yourself.
sound very similar to mine.
Were they?
Like
right.
the eyes and stuff, the age. Like I was 22, you were 23, and the vision. First of all, I had vertigo,
Right.
and then a few months later, back for Thailand and stuff. But in Thailand, I was noticing I was pure doubled. I couldn't even see the signs.
Aye. It's horrible.
And then when I get back, I went fully blind. And then obviously, because of my big sister had it, that got that
Right.
fast tracked it a wee bit for me. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how I would be feeling being left, like if it was like your story, like that's horrible.
I know. And it's like a lot. It's 18 months of just could it
not
be?
knowing.
Aye.
did that affect your mental health and all that?
Massively. And I didn't share it. I didn't really share it with him to how I was feeling. But see, like that, if I was in the house myself, you should have seen my Google history. It was like, do I have MS symptoms? Like just everything was running wild.
Yeah.
And I joined like pages and Facebook, like the support groups and Facebook and all that. And I'm reading through and I'm like, oh, these people have had the same symptom as me, but nobody's telling me this is what it is. So it can't be this. And everything was just running. It was horrible. It was a horrible time.
And did you say you had steroids for the
For
kind
my
of
drooping for the face, so I had the steroids for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had them. But because the symptoms with my eyes were the longest, that's why I was going to the eye hospital for checkups all the time.
And you
then-
didn't get any more steroids since?
No, never been on steroids since. No, so that was my only steroid.
I feel like the steroids really wreak havoc in your mental health as well.
Oh, right, okay.
Like they really really done that to me.
Oh, did they?
I've been given like a bunch of steroids over the time. I've had it for over like 10 years. Obviously, I'm a bit old.
But hold on, people think.
I just can't believe that was your intro to being like a pure MSer.
I know. I know. It's mad.
You're one of
Do
the
you still
crew.
call yourself MSers? Because I hear that terminology a lot.
No,
No.
no, no, I don't.
Like,
No.
see in the group chat, see when you see people who are fellow MSer, as I would not fucking call myself.
No,
an
I wouldn't
MSer.
People
either.
call you spoonies, like you're a spoonie, and it's like you've got like 10 spoons a day. No, brushing your teeth is like 2 spoons, and then like going for a shower is 3 spoons, and then getting yourself that is like 2 spoons, like ready, and then you've got like 3 spoons left for the rest of the day. Basically, that's all your
That's
your
what you're
energy.
using up.
Aye. And it's a good wee thing to like look at it, because that's how you were falling asleep, like the way you were.
I've no actually. My mum will be watching, and I've no actually told her this is how I felt when I was driving, because she'd kicked my arse. But I was literally like driving like that, like just couldn't keep my eyes open, and I'm like, why am I so tired? Like I just couldn't understand how I was so tired, because I wasn't really like that. And then that was when all the other symptoms started happening. But again, like when all that was happening, I wasn't telling anybody. Like I was like, I think it was my niece's birthday, and I went round to my mum's, and everybody's like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "I'm totally fine. It's fine." Like,
You
go
just
away.
masking it
Yeah.
all the time.
Aye.
Yeah.
And I was totally masking it. And then it was Daniel that noticed my face, and he's like, "Megan, I think you need to get this." And he's like, "That's no normal. Your face shouldn't be drooping like that."
Aye.
No.
It's mad
Aye.
because all 3 years I've masked it.
No, I feel like you learn through
You
it
learnt, aye.
to mask.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're like, no, I don't want them to, especially your mum and that, you don't want them to know how hard it is.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it'll just like the pot over boil and you're cracking up and shit. Like, but you do mask it for like out of love as well as out of like pure fear that
Aye,
you're
you
going to
do.
be like, what is that word? It starts with a D and it's discriminate. We were just talking about
Like forgetting everything.
But that does happen. The memory,
does.
The memory of that shit does happen.
Oh, aye, it's mental, the things that you don't remember. Like
Yeah.
something that could have happened earlier on in the day, and you're like, how did I not remember that?
I know. Like my medicine, I was like, what is my medicine called? Thank God for our boyfriends.
I know. I know. And literally, he now says, he's like, Megan, see the amount that you get mixed up. He's like, I now know what you're saying without even knowing what you're saying.
You just get your own language.
I know. He's like, I even talk like you now.
He calls it speaking like Yoda.
I call it speaking like Yoda, because you get all confused and you say things backwards and all that. Like we do, like when we first started talking, us two were always getting lost in the conversation. We take turns like, so where was I again?
Aye.
What was I talking about there?
Aye. Totally off topic, but then you go back because it's important, like for people that you're speaking to actually remember.
Aye, what you're saying.
Keep you
Aye.
going.
Because you need to be pointers. You just need that. Sometimes it could just be one word they say.
Aye.
Oh, you were talking about something like that, and you're like, that's right, that's what I was sort of talking about, and it just brings you right back to where you were.
Aye, it does.
I wonder what causes that though. I've never really been
Signals?
given an ant and stuff, and that. I think it's just the signals.
Yeah, the lesions are like blocking the road for the traffic to
Move
go
out
in.
the way, bitch.
Literally.
I don't know, letting you past.
I know.
Because it's mad. It does seem to happen to us. I must admit, my experience wasn't as bad as you two. Like, it wasn't. I didn't get out of the bird's vision. I smelled wet dog, and I got fatigue and a couple other cognitive problems, but it wasn't as bad as you two. And lassies seem to get it so fucking young.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I know. Let's see. When I get told I had it, they're like that. Girls will get it really young, like no, really young, but like they're younger. and I'm
22,
just like,
23
in
to
their
me is young.
20s, That's
Aye.
a common age to be diagnosed with MS
For
is in
women?
your 20s.
it's mental.
Yeah.
And like when I say, like when I was going to the eye hospital, like that's when the doctor was like, "I might be wearing tear," and I'm like, "Wear and tear? I'm 23.
Yeah.
How much wear and tear can I have
I
in my
know.
brain?" Like, and it's pure, like, you actually kill me for telling you this, but it's pure. See the doctor that referred me to the neurologist. He actually gave Daniel a cornea transplant. So it's
Did he?
mad. This guy's done a lot for us too. Daniel got a cornea transplant the beginning of 2023, and he was seeing the same doctor that I was when I was going to the
When
eye
you were
hospital.
going to that?
Aye.
That's
So-
so connected.
I know, it's mad.
What hospital you in?
So I'm here Myers. So I'm in NHS Lanarkshire. So I go
Right.
to here Myers.
I don't even know where that is.
East
No,
Kilbride?
East Kilbride.
Oh,
aye.
right, okay.
Is East Kilbride? That's a bit out of the way if you live in Cumbernauld, you know.
I know, because Monklands, well, I only ever went to Monklands that day when I had to go A&E, about when they thought I had a stroke, but that's the only time I've had to go there. Apart from that, it's always been East Kilbride, because that's where the neurologist is.
That's mental.
Apart from the day I get diagnosed, I had to go and see him in Wishaw. Random enough. Because what had happened was when I got my second MRI scan, it confirmed that it was MS. The consultant had phoned me, and she's like that. He just wants to get you in to have a chat, and I was like, why? Like, can you just tell me over
Yeah.
the phone? And she's like, no, I would like to speak to you in person. There's nothing to worry about. It's fine. And I'm like, why does he want to speak to me in person? Like,
Yeah.
Just right.
That's
They
so
done it.
The minute you
serious.
hear that, yeah,
Aye,
you
and-
know.
I know.
So serious.
I know, and I'm like, why is he not just writing a letter to me like he usually does? Like,
I know.
and
I
I was like, can I not just tell me over the phone? And she's like, no, he has requested that he sees you face to face.
I
And
think
I'm like,
when you're actually being diagnosed with it, they want to see you face
want
to
to see
face.
you.
I actually do think that is the protocol for like a
Is that not in
diagnosis.
case you like, have a meltdown or
Well,
as well? In case they tell you the bad news and you're sitting in the house and you just fucking
Well, I had
want to
that.
dive out a window or
True,
something.
I did have a meltdown. Didn't do that, but
Aye, you know what I mean? I think they've got to be in a controlled environment or something.
but
to
I
make
was
sure.
with my mum, and I was with my mum. My big sister, she's obviously got it. Mm-hmm. My mum was obviously thinking that she's done something wrong because the both of us have got it. Your parents probably feel the same way.
yeah,
That,
Yeah.
we're just here to remind you that it's no your fault.
Aye,
like,
it just happens.
aye. And that's mad that you and your sister have got it though. I've never heard
but they
of that.
asked you if there's anybody in your family got
Yeah.
it, but they don't say it's genetic. But
Aye.
it's weird.
Aye, because
Yeah.
he says to me, "Have you got anybody in your family?" And I was like, "No." And I remember telling my mum and dad, and they've like, literally went through the family tree. I think they've like, what about that person? What about that person? And no, none of us have ever had it. And then the day I get diagnosed, he said to my mum, because my mum came into my last appointment with me, because when I told her that, he said to me, "Look, I just want to speak to you over the phone." Well, his consultant said he wanted to speak to me over the phone. I told my mum, and she went, "Listen, I'm just going to come with you." And I was like, "Why? Like, it's fine. I'll go
Mums can
myself."
sense this shit.
Yeah.
Aye.
Mums can sense this
I know. And I was like, "Listen, it's fine, I'll go myself." And she went, "No, I want to come with you, and I'm not taking no as an answer."
Aye.
Your mum
So-
sounds very nice.
She is. Literally, she does everything for me. Like,
Aw.
see, like my injections, everything. Because I don't know where I would be without my mum and dad, but they're literally the
Yeah.
best people ever.
Yeah. I mean, when I was shitting myself, my dad dragged me up the stair, but but I literally just had severe vertigo. I was fucking shitting myself, like literally. But I know what you mean.
And it's mental how like your mum and dad are your mum and dad, but how much closer you get when you've got MS.
you
And
do.
it is. Like,
Yeah.
See when you become dependent, because you're dependent a wee bit on the people
Aye.
in your life. When you become dependent, you actually appreciate them,
Oh,
what
yeah.
they're willing to do for you, what
Aye.
they're willing to sacrifice. But to them, it's normal because they're your parents. Like, no, we brought you into the world. This is your
we're
fucking
going to
job.
take care of you.
Do you know what I mean? This is
Something
what
that they
we
would
do.
rather do
Yeah.
as well was obviously they don't want anybody else looking after us. They want to be the ones to look after us.
Aye, you would do like when you're a parent. That's your role, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is your role when you're a parent. So, but it feels like a big thing to us. It probably feels like fucking nothing to
Aye,
them.
nothing to them. I
'Cause
know.
every time I thank people in my life about it, they're like, don't be fucking stupid. Do you know what I mean? This is what we do.
I know,
I'm like,
but
fair
like
play.
it does make you appreciate them on a whole nother level.
Oh,
like,
aye,
a
it
whole
does.
different level.
I know.
Makes you closer, I think. I
Aye,
think it does.
yeah,
It brings
does.
you closer together.
It does.
100%.
even if you're just like if you're just chilling in your house or whatever, and they're just sitting in the same room as you watching the
I
same
know.
show, you actually feel like, oh, I don't need to be a wee bit. I don't need to be so scared. Like I'm not so alone. Do you get what I mean? Like
Aye, it's
just
massive,
a wee bit
like-
of reassurance. Like they've got me. Like
Aye.
I can lean on them when I need to.
It is. And it is like you totally. And it's not even as if like anything changes because nothing ever does, but you just notice it more. Like you go, God, they've done so much for me, and it's no much to them.
It's the same stuff they've probably always done. You've never took note of it
I
because
know.
you've been like inconsiderate kid. Like, do you know what I mean? We're all been there, don't we? We don't appreciate the shit that your family have done for you. And then when you start noticing it, when you really need it, you're like, fuck, they do a lot of shit.
They do
for
a
you.
lot that I've never noticed before.
You feel a bit guilty as well, but you're like,
You do.
you're like, if I ever thanked you before.
Have I ever called you a name? Because I didn't mean it.
I know, let's see everything that I said to you. I didn't mean any of that.
Still, you're like, see all that shit I said when I was a teenager and like, how I hated you and you've been in my existence. Like, I didn't mean any of that. Like,
But it must have taken an absolute toll on you, like when you were like just growing up and you're in your 20s and all of a sudden your independence is yanked.
Aye, it's kind of taken away from
Yeah.
you. And see, when I first get diagnosed, I kind of kept it to myself for about 4 months. I never told MD. And see, MD that knew, I kind of brushed off the conversation. Let's see if they were talking about it and going, how are you? Like, I'm fine, that's it, I don't want to talk about it. And I think I just couldn't deal with it. I just couldn't deal with the fact that I had this condition that I had to think about. And it wasn't just that I could sail through everything and I
Aye.
had to think about this in the back of my head. And I'm going, but what if this happens? And when am I going to have another relapse? And how
Aye.
bad is it going to be? And that stuff like that just runs wild.
It's just
with you.
into the unknown. You just don't
Aye.
know. That's why I really feel like again, get on that flight. Just live your life. Like
know.
you're YOLO.
Aye, and
Aye.
your perspective on life totally changes.
Yep.
When you've got something like that to think about.
Definitely. Defo.
do you think did it take you a while to get to that stage? Because it took me a wee while to get to that stage.
I mean, even just like telling people, you're like, oh, I don't
Aye.
want people to know I'm disabled. I don't want people to look at me like I'm a pure liberty fuck.
I know, and I was like that as well. Like, so I was diagnosed in December, and you know they do the MS Awareness Week.
Yeah.
And I remember I shared something on my Facebook, and I was sitting literally shaking at the thought that I had shared something that nobody knew about. Nobody knew I had MS apart from people that were really close to me.
Yeah.
So when I shared that, I was like, everybody's going to know about me, and they're going to know everything.
Did you get a lot of positive feedback? Like people saying
Massively.
stay strong? Because I done that when I came out. Well, I showed you my post when I came out.
Yeah.
I done it for the top of a mountain.
All right,
Ben
okay.
Ferraki, I went and climbed Ben Ferraki and put a post up. We took a picture and put a post up for there.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Well, done it only way down when I could get signal back. I took up to
What
the
about what you were going to write in the way down?
Kept walking down that. I'll get a signal here to post this. I was adamant I wanted to date on the fucking mountain. I wasn't want to get down and post a picture of me being up there.
I know, but you still took the picture up there.
Aye. It was just that weird thing. But when I done it and the feedback I was getting when I was on the train home, that made me feel better about it all.
Aye. It kind of makes you think, why did I not do this sooner?
Yeah.
Because that was what I got for it. I was like, why did I not tell people sooner? Because
Yeah.
nobody judged me. Not to my face anyway. But nobody judged me at all.
People, they pity you though.
Aye, I've noticed
Automatically,
that.
they
Aye.
pity you.
Yeah. Oh, like
And that does annoy me.
Oh,
Aye, that
same.
kind of annoys me. Because I always think, if I never told them, would they be asking me all the kind of questions?
I
No.
like don't pity me.
Nah. At the day, it's like an automatic response, and it's they're no doing out of badness or nothing. It's just when you give somebody bad news, their automatic response is to sympathy, I suppose, isn't
Aye.
it? But really, you're like, I'm not done yet, pal.
Aye, I
Fucking
don't
stop
need
writing
that.
me off.
I
Aye.
know, like I'm not that bad yet.
Aye. Fucking, you do get a wee bit defensive about it.
Aye,
I'd say.
Definitely.
And it's,
I would say so.
I don't know if it's the best thing or no, but you do automatically go, who the fuck are you? I'm just the same as you. Just on
Aye.
a different path now. So
I know it is, and that is what it is. And I think that was what I kept thinking. Like, if I tell people they're going to think of me differently and they're going to treat me differently, and I was like, I don't want that. Like, I couldn't accept it for months. I couldn't accept it at all. And there's a girl that I've got kind of like close to from having MS as well, because she stays in Cumbernauld as well, and she was diagnosed the week before me, and she was so positive with everything. Like, straight away, she was great. And it was my mum's pal that seen her posting about it, and straight away I was like, I need to message her. I need some of her positivity about it.
That's exactly what
Aye.
you need to just band together.
And you do,
You
like,
do.
and she's great. Like, see, even like if I've ever got anything going on, she'll be like, I hope you're all right and everything. Like, she's just there all the time, and it's
not
meant-
like she's like, oh, how were you today?
Aye, and she totally gets where I'm
talks
coming
you
from.
like-
Yeah, no
Aye.
pity.
Aye.
She's just like, get up, get on with it.
I know, and it's.
You need to get her on.
Yeah.
I know, I will. I know. I told her I was coming on, so she's going to be watching.
Hi.
What's her name?
Kira,
Kira. I think she might even follow your socials.
maybe I've said to her before.
You're welcome anytime, Kira.
You're welcome anytime. Because obviously we want to do this, like create
Yeah.
awareness as much as possible and show there is actually a community of people out there that are just living
Exactly
their lives.
like
getting on.
us. Exactly
Exactly
like
like
us
us.
that have hopes and dreams that don't want to let them go. Like, and they're not quite done yet.
Like they're not written off yet.
I know. Come on.
See, I feel a bit differently for you because you were so fucking young. 22 and 23 is seriously young to get diagnosed. I was in my 30s when I get diagnosed, so I'd kind
Still
of
so
loved
young,
that. I'd
though.
loved a party life through my 20s and all that, and I'd got sober 6 months before I started getting diagnosed. So I kind of was like, right, I've loved that past life anyway, so I'm not losing out in that. I'm into this is my next phase of life. So I think that made it a bit easier for me to accept. But for you guys, I can only imagine the whirlwind you two went through.
Aye, and it was totally. There was some days I was like that, I'm fine, I'm all right, and then the next day I'm like, why have I got all this to think about now? I'm just like, I don't want to think about all this now.
Aye.
Did you just blame yourself at any point?
Well, I thought to myself, is this karma?
Aye,
Is this because I was a cunt at one time?
aye, like, is this the one will get me back now?
I think I brought it on with the lifestyle I lived through my 20s.
I don't think so, because the amount of people that do that, do you get me? That's
Aye.
normal in this world.
But that's
Sadly.
the way I felt. I think I've brought this on to myself, the
Aye.
lifestyle and what I've done early years.
Over the years, I've been like, yeah, I'll post about it, and then I'm like, fuck, I better delete all that shit. I don't want anybody to do that.
And you go through phases where you're
Yeah.
like, ready to talk about it, and then other days you're like,
I
why
think
talk
not.
about that?
See, the thing is, I do think you feel better when you do talk about it, though.
Aye, you
Definitely,
do.
I
definitely.
think I've never did the delete and post stuff, though I've been tempted. There is times when you're sitting in your bed like that, I wish I never post that.
Aye.
I think I'll take that down. And you're like, nah, I'll just fucking leave it up. And you do sit and you go back and forth. But I've
Yeah.
never actually deleted anything yet. But I can understand the back and forth with it. Because you do, especially when you're just lying in your bed, you're having a bit of an off day.
Especially
Nah.
being so young. You're like,
Aye.
I don't want this life.
I know.
Aye.
Who thought this was my plan? I know. Who gave me this?
Am I meant to believe there's a God?
I know. And it was like when I had got diagnosed, that my mum and dad, when you were saying like, did they blame themselves? My mum and dad did. Like,
Yeah.
my mum was
Yeah.
like, did I do something when I was pregnant with you? And I was like, don't you dare fucking say that to me.
No.
Don't. I was like, because you've not done anything, it's not your fault.
No.
You
What
can
it-
get... Oh, sorry. On you
So
go.
what it is it's just like certain genetics make you more susceptible to it. So it could be a long time in the family tree.
Aye.
And it's like, do you get what I mean?
Aye,
It's
no,
not
do you know?
anybody's done. And I feel like I hope
Nobody's
that we
to
go
blame.
on and we have babies and we don't think the same.
I know.
And I hope that they're healthy as fuck. Like
And it's mad.
So
Same. And it's mad, like when they'd said about them not running. In fact, I probably have just said this about 10 minutes ago. Can't remember. When I was saying about it, like when they were saying about running in families, and when I get diagnosed, my mum was there, and my neurologist was at her. So that gives you a 40% chance now, and she's like, "What? What? I didn't have 40% less chance yesterday. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
40% chance of developing it as well because I've got it.
I've never got that. How do I work out a percentage?
I
You either
know.
get it, you don't. So for me, that's
I
a
know.
50-50.
I know.
How the fuck are you've got a 70% chance of this and all that?
No
I
one, no one that I know in my family has got it. And now there's two of us in the same fucking family.
Same family.
Aye.
Well, I'm the only one in my family, and I kind of like that. I'm special.
I know.
Stand out.
But I did do some research when I was getting diagnosed and stuff like that, and it comes down to like mold, stuff like
Right.
moldy houses, like being brought up in like damp places like
Do you
that.
think because Scotland is, they call it the MS, and it's the capital, it's the highest prevalence. It's not the highest amount of cases, but it's the highest prevalence. You're more likely to get it here than anywhere else in the world.
Right.
So the studies say.
Like the 40%
But
chance
drink
study.
drink is like drink is like the climate, this vitamin D. We don't get enough sun in this country. We do have overcrowding
Aye.
in certain places of this country. There's a lot of that, like
Yeah.
a lot of toxicity. Like this Glasgow city, it's not the cleanest, is it?
No.
No offence, Glasgow, and all that, but it's no.
Clean
It's
your,
bogging.
clean your act up.
The environment we're in, drink it comes through all that as well.
I think
Aye,
it's all just a wee bit of everything. Even the food, the processed food and stuff. I feel like our
Aye.
diets and stuff like create like obviously your
Something.
what was it they call it, your eco.
Oh, is this the people
Bacteria
we,
thing? Yeah.
people we interviewed? I totally forgot.
Anyway,
getting
it can
it.
cause depression and stuff like that. All the kind of the
Is it your-
microbiome.
It's not your
Good
equilibrium.
microbiome and the bad microbiome in your tummy can cause depression. Your
Right.
tummy is directly linked to your brain health.
All right, okay. See all the stuff that you learn?
I know.
Like you would
we
never have known.
interviewed two women, and that's going to sound terrible because we interviewed, but I can't remember the actual name, but they were talking about. But they were going on about it all stems for your gut.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what saying your nutrients and all that, all the illnesses, inflammation, it all stems from your gut and what you're eating. Well, it's quite interesting, the conversation we
Was
had with
very
them.
interesting, yeah.
Apologies for forgetting what the actual name was, so if you're watching, guys.
I'm still taking the supplements you gave me.
Yeah, she's still in a...
Do you do that? I don't. And I really should take
Well,
I
supplements.
can't even take my medication properly.
It's
I'm
remember
terrible.
to do
Well,
it.
Laura and Martha gave me the stuff that they were kind of talking about in it, weren't they?
Yeah.
They gave me that. I'll take that and I'll take CBD oil, but that's about it.
That's
and then
about it.
obviously I need to take like all my pills and stuff that I'm on a day. Are you on a lot of pills and stuff like daily?
No, I don't, unless I don't take them. But no, I don't. I'm not on anything, and it's only my medication that I take weekly. So that's the only thing I'm on.
See, that's weird, because us three are on different medication all 3 years.
I
Yeah.
know. It's
I'm
mad.
on daily
yeah.
tablets, 2 a day.
Right?
You're on a lot of tablets for other things, but you're on Ocrevus for the MS,
Yep.
and you're on one injectable a week. It's
Aye.
mad. Who decides that? Is that just a judgment call?
I know.
think it goes to like a wee panel. I think they all get together and they're like, right, okay, it looks like, I think they've judged by looking at your brain scan that it's quite aggressive, and that's why you've been put on an injectable.
Right.
But I feel like they are still first liners.
Aye.
The drugs that you're on, they're first liners, whereas my drugs like kind of last liner.
Right. Okay.
And
Yeah,
the
you're
the
more
higher
aggressive.
you go, the kind of side effects and stuff like that.
They're
But
worse.
like, I definitely do think like that the drugs is keeping us as healthy as we can
Yeah.
for longer than we can, for as long as we can.
I'm just terrible at keeping up now.
Yeah,
Especially- twice a
kind
day.
of, there's things that the weekly injectable, I think I'd probably deal with more than the 2 tablets daily. Because you get caught on life and then you're like, fuck, I'm not taking that tablet.
Yeah.
But if 6 hours between them, you're like, well, if I take one now, I can't take another one because I'll be sleeping by then.
I know.
But-
It's kind of a lot to live round, innit? In a day.
I've had to kind of learn how to live around my kind of pills. I'll keep them in a makeup bag. Keep them nice.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I
She
fucking
does.
hate looking at them, so I'll keep them in a cute bag. Like,
Oh, that's a good idea.
and it's basically like, honestly, about 10 pills a day.
Aye, so you're on quite a lot of pills.
Like, honestly, like, and that you get kind of mixed up at times, but I feel like the pain, when I feel the pain, it keeps me
Yeah.
right.
Aye, you know you need to take it.
Do you get any kind of pain, nerve pain or anything like that?
No, I don't actually get anything like that, no, which I'm really glad and lucky
And
about.
I was getting kind of nerve pain down my legs at the start, but that was the only kind of pain I was to have. But now it's kind of went right up, like my kind of the bottom of my back and stuff like that.
It must be horrible sitting like that all day as
Oh,
well.
like I'm constantly like doing this and going, like, honestly, like trying to
Stretching.
I actually needed to do that.
It's good we were talking about that.
I know. Like, just give me a minute.
That's why she brought it into conversation. It was a good segue.
Like, I need to crack my
I
back.
know. I'm sorry, but move.
So have you got remitting relapsing?
Yeah, Aye, so that's what I've got. So when I get diagnosed like that, we've got 3 treatment options for you. So it was Avonex, 2 tablets.
Tecfidera.
Tecfidera.
That's what I'm on.
Is that what you're on? How'd you find that? Because I might
Horrible.
be trained. Oh, right, maybe no.
Don't take Tecfidera.
Don't listen to him, but he's a wuss.
I got a lot of gastro problems. It gives me a lot of fucking
I feel
tummy
like
ache,
Right,
kinda,
with
okay.
burning and heartburn and all that.
I feel like
That's horrible.
blessed that I don't get that too much because I'm not on the
Aye.
drugs, the disease modification drugs.
But there is an
like swallowing
alternative
them.
in there. It's another drug that you can take. It doesn't have the gastro problems, but it's the
Right.
same as Tecfidera.
Same kind of
So
thing.
it was an upgrade, wasn't it? They
Yeah.
just took a certain thing away and that helped
It's
it.
modified
I'm
now.
getting put onto that.
Oh, right, good.
They've modified that drug to be more like tolerable.
Like you can actually handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
But
if-
I actually prefer
rough.
injectables. I think just
Yeah.
like them done or like one like infusion 6 months. Obviously, I got put on Tysabri. That was my first ever like infusion. If you're ever getting that, like people call that the cure. Like that is like
I feel like I see people talking about that a lot.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the most
definitely.
common. I'd say
If
that's
you
the
ever
most
get
common.
offered that, I'd say yeah, take
Just
it.
go for it.
Yeah, that's the less side effects you get.
Right, okay.
Yeah, just
well.
you have to go every month, but I quite enjoyed it.
I know it is. It's like a day out, isn't it?
It actually is. You talk to people. You talk to a few other people with AMS or like that are sitting waiting on their spinal tap thing. You know that
Aye.
epidural. Is it?
The lumbar puncture.
Aye,
That's
that
when I
lumbar
met a
puncture.
girl getting her treatment when I got my lumbar puncture, and I've never ever seen her again. And she was lovely.
I know. So I've
Hopefully she's watching.
I know. Hopefully, can't even remember her name and all. That's terrible, but she was lovely.
most of the girls you will meet are absolutely amazing. Like,
Yeah.
and they will just give you their Facebook. That's what something like Facebook or Instagram. Like,
I keep in touch with
Aye.
each other, and it is. It's great. It's great having people like that know exactly
Aye.
how you feel and what you think, and it's amazing. It is.
know.
It's great.
it is like a wee day. Like I used to love it. I used to take snacks, get the injection in my hand, so I'm
I take
not
it-
there because I would not be able to bend my arm while I was eating my sandwiches and shit.
Priorities.
I know.
Take it both yous went to the hospital during COVID. I was getting diagnosed during COVID.
I went for my Tysabri
During
monthly
COVID.
during COVID. They kind of stopped it as it kind of everything got locked down, but then they kind of opened it back up and they were like, "We
Did you
it's safe
treat
to
it
get-"
like getting out?
Aye,
Aye.
So I done that. I was picking out outfits to go to the
I know,
hospital.
getting it done up.
I was like, I'm going that to my last appointment. Can't I wear that now?
I'm going to
You'll know.
socialise with somebody
I'm
today.
not being an outfit repeater.
I'm like, he'll know I've worn this again.
Aye. We've seen the boy in a year, but
He'll know.
I know, like every time I go, I want them to be like, "Oh, you're looking really good," even though I feel shitty. But like, I feel like we're actually like blessed to not actually look like we've got
Yeah.
MS. I
Aye.
feel like if you could see it on the outside, it would not be pretty.
Yeah.
Would you mean like Dorian Gray?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know. That.
Guys in the back, do you know who Dorian Gray is?
Is this some stupid movie that you like or something?
Oh, it's a book, but it's a guy that creates a painting. They paint ages, but he stays the same.
Oh, right.
Oh, right, okay.
But if you look at the picture, he's like a hideous fucking thing. But really, he looks a young, gorgeous man. It's never aged.
See, that is quite like me.
So it makes sense
Like
now.
brilliant.
So it's an old story. It's like an old story.
I
It's
thought it was
been
one of your
redone so many
movies.
times, but the idea is that it becomes horrible because he stays so young. The inside of him rots away, but that you only see that in the painting.
Right.
And it, like, so that's what I think. Like MS, like the outside, what people see in a daily
Aye.
is this, but
It's what we
the real
want them.
inside would be the painting, the bit it's getting
Yeah.
decrepit and wasting away and shit.
Aye.
Definitely.
And I
See, that
think
sounded smart after that.
I
They
know
were
that
fucking
was
ripped
really
the piss out of me.
like they're going to make that into a film. Let's all watch it. I know. You can start in it. I know.
I'll direct it, man. I don't like being in camera.
I right, you just spoke right. See what they mean? I'm not stupid.
No, it does. That's when I think it. That's because we do say that on the outside you look, and we've talked about that in other podcasts we've done. You do on the outside times you look absolutely normal, nothing wrong with you, but you're dying inside.
Yeah.
And I always think of that Dorian Gray story because of that fucking thing. That's what it feels like. It's like there's a part of you people don't see that's absolutely fucking fading away or wasting away.
The person
That's
that wrote that must have been.
Aye, they
labelled.
must have.
Must have had something.
Aye,
Think
they
so.
must have
Yeah.
had an invisible illness.
Because as Marcus MS has been around, we got Google that down to it was like
Oh, it's-
18, 17 or something.
Is it?
So
that
do you know what they
old?
used to do back in the day? They used to put people in roasting hot baths and sit and watch their condition deteriorate. And if they deteriorated, that was them that's what they had.
That's what they had.
Because if you think about it, like I've went to saunas and stuff, and I'm like,
Oh.
You
Start
did.
getting-
Aye, the
I
extreme
can't
heat.
handle
Aye.
it. Sauna.
the heat is just like, oh my fucking god, my vertigo's back.
Aye, it does, and you actually feel ill, don't you? Like we
Like,
went to a
sick.
spa. You do, you just don't feel right. We went to a spa and we went into like the sauna, but a steam room, and
Yeah.
that's like that it's roasting hot in there
That's
and all.
roasting,
And we were sitting in it, and Daniel was like, this is great in it. And I'm like, no. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. I'm like, get me out of here. I thought I was locked up. I'm like, this is horrible. I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, I was pure panicking and all. I'm claustrophobic. And that's what I was like. I was like, I need to get out of here.
I'm gonna
I was
die.
like, I don't feel right.
Like, if I go down, nobody's going to see me in the steam.
You would
nobody
be
will know.
actually fucked, wouldn't you?
Aye.
So you were a cell and you just went there and you would be sitting there. People would be coming in, taking their towels off, putting them on your head and all that. You're lying
I don't
down.
know when you're there.
My first ever time in a sauna, when I was kind of newly diagnosed, I went in the sauna and I came back out and I was just sitting outside it like, no, no, never again.
Yeah, that's one thing. They don't teach about that stuff, do they?
No, they
No.
don't.
They don't.
You learn it all the hard way.
Aye.
You do learn it all they should give you a booklet and say, see if you went into this or you done that or you went to extremely hot weathers. Because I like the heat.
I like-
But you see, there comes a point when I feel like I'm having heart
Aye,
attacks.
too
and
Aye,
I'm
you
like,
just don't feel right.
You can be too
Aye.
warm.
Aye, you just have to lie in my bed and hope it passes. Wait for the night time and a cool breeze, man. Like, my day's fucked for it.
Do you ever get like the other way cold? Does cold like freezing cold affect you?
No, not really. No, that I've noticed. No, it's more hot temperatures. Like we went to Tenerife last year, and seeing the way back, my body was numb, and I was pure. Why am I feeling like this? And I was panicking. I was on a plane. I thought, God, I'm having another relapse. And once I got off plane, I was fine in the cold weather again. I was literally numb head to toe, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening here? And
crazy, isn't it?
I know, and I'm like, I just didn't understand it. So I phoned my MS nurses, and I was the next day, and I was like, I think I'm having a relapse. So now they ask you like, what have you done and where have you been? And
Have you got a urine infection?
have you got a urine infection? What have you been?
Why
really?
do they always ask that?
Because when your immune system's kind of triggered by a UTI, obviously that can make your immune system go haywire, and it can interact
Right,
with your
right.
brain, and your
Right.
brain starts to kind of get kind of sluggish. Like the signals aren't going. But once you're better, like it'll go.
Aye,
like,
it'll go.
That's called a pseudo relapse, which is basically like a wee relapse, but it's just for a wee while.
I get them. I get many
Right, okay.
flare-ups.
Aye,
They
wee
tell me the
flare-ups.
flare-ups. That's what I mainly get. I don't get relapses. I mainly get flare-ups.
Yeah.
But they are rough because it's bringing back the symptoms you had before.
Aye,
Yeah.
and
You just don't get any new symptoms.
So were you numb like down your face? when
Aye,
you
like
had-
my face was numb, my arms were numb, and I was like that because Daniel was sleeping and I'm pure fucking freaking out. And I'm like, something's not right here. I'm like, what the fuck? And then when I got back in Glasgow, I was fine again, and I'm
The
like,
minute they-
that was mad. Like,
That is mental.
when it
It's
was
the-
cold again.
It's the compression in the sky as well. I think
Oh, right,
the
okay.
pressure on your brain, but it's just short lived.
Right.
But I've had pure numbness down my
Right
face,
down?
my arm. I mean, I used to get an itchy shoulder, but I tried to scratch it and I couldn't feel.
Nothing would get better.
I know, and I'd be like, "Where the fuck is it?"
It must be the worst thing. I get an itch, but I can't feel where the
I
fuck
know.
the itch is,
That would
man.
be brutal.
Constantly happening, man.
Aye. Oh, fuck that. But obviously, when we first came across you, when you first contacted us and we looked at your page, MS Walk was
Yeah.
your profile picture and things like
Yeah.
that. And you told us a wee bit about this the other night. You actually raised a lot of money, didn't you?
I would raise $4,500, which was
Whoa.
mental, unbelievable. Couldn't believe it. I know.
Well
like,
fucking done.
I know. Couldn't be, like it was literally like we were all pure. Oh my god, there it's going up again. Like we just couldn't believe it. Like so many people had been so generous about it. and it was mental. Like, because when we first signed up to do it, I'd put up my Just Giving page, you know that, and like you put a limit on it, or not a limit, but like a target.
Yeah.
And I'd put up £100, and then it was like that night it said that I'd reached my target, and I'm like, fucking, that's mental. And then as the weeks were leading up to it, it got up the way up to like $4,000. I couldn't believe it. It was mental.
Wow.
Couldn't believe that.
That's
It's
so
mad.
fucking-
You had a lot of
know,
people
it was-
doing it with you as well, didn't you?
Fetty has done it. Aye.
I feel like
was
we'll
like a
join
full
you
team.
next time.
We'll join you next
We
time.
should.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Might do it in wee blocks. You get a bus for a mile and then walk for 10 minutes.
Take a wee scooter.
I know. There was Fetty has done it, and like people were faster than others. So see,
Aye.
like Daniel and his pals, they had actually stopped in Mary Hill for a pint and everything, while I'm still walking around that fucking lap. He's like, where are you? I'm like back at, where was I? I think I was like West End still, and he's like, I'm in Mary Hill having a pint.
Sounded
It's
like
a way
a
to do
pure
it.
nice day though. Like it
Oh,
sounded
it was
like
such a good day. You should definitely do it, Wiz. It was brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm defo game for it. I don't know if I could do
And
the
all your
big
wee
one because you did a
outfits
big
like
one,
were
didn't
pure
you?
matching. Like it was pure cool. Like the pictures
The
and stuff.
pictures, I know, because you all get a top and it like before it, so it was just great. Like everybody having the same thing like on, and it was
Aye, it's all in
brilliant.
the orange.
Aye,
isn't
it
it?
was such
team.
a good day, and it was mad because I wasn't even going to sign up to do it because I was like that. I'm no bother. Like I'm no bother. I couldn't really. I think I'd mentioned it to like my family and that, and I'm quite like I plan everything for us all, and I was like I'm not planning that. They can do that. And, they never ever planned it either. And I was talking about it in work, and my pal in work's like, why don't we all do it? We'll all like do it together. And then before we knew it, there was 30s that signed up, and it was
Wow.
a brilliant day. And like people that had never met before had all met in the day, and like my mum had met every single one of my pals. My dad had met them all. Like it was brilliant.
Wow.
And everybody
Sick.
just got on so well.
I love that so much. I'm
It's good
definitely
when you
joining
buy-
next
it's
time.
good when you-
Definitely.
It's good when it all brings people together and the
Yeah.
support you get for it. Because my wee sister's 10 and she's doing the West Highland Way to raise money for MS Revive
That's amazing.
because they watched their episode
Right.
and she's like, "Ah, we're going to raise your money."
Oh.
So she's just posted her link.
You
It's
know.
Send me
mad
the
how
link.
your family. Aye. Oh, I'll send you. Hang me. It's mad how your family. Like, I'm going to do this for you. Or
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Aye. I know.
It's mental, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
and I
It's
always
like
think
you
like
feel-
when I signed up, like when I signed up, now I kept going like that to myself. Can't believe I wasn't going to sign up for that. Like
After you done it.
after I done it, and like that, we wouldn't have raised all that money if we didn't all do that.
$4.5
it's
grand,
mental.
mate.
I know. It was honestly nuts. I was like, I can't believe we've all done that. Like it's mad.
You must have been on some high.
Oh, I was.
Wow.
I was
Your
like,
oxytocin.
that's what it was. I was buzzing. I was like, I can't
You
believe.
steaming?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. See, even when we started the walk, everybody was like, right, what drink we taking was the full way around it. We were all like, just get pushed, get through it.
Quite right.
Sport I'm about a bucky.
I would take a few pre-rolls, but
See, I can't do that.
No.
Tried it, can't
stick
do
with me,
it.
girl.
Tried it,
Nah,
doesn't
you
have a
get
good
it.
effect on me.
Wait until you're in agony.
Aye.
Try it then.
Aye. You notice
I
the
need to
difference.
try it again.
You
Yeah.
notice the difference.
Yeah, you do.
You will notice the
Definitely
difference.
do. Like,
I shout out to Cure Relief.
yep, again, cure relief.
No, so you plan to do it this year then?
Yeah, definitely. We should all do
When
it.
is it? May?
September.
Ooh,
End of
September.
September it is.
I
Aye.
think there is May, like something in May as well.
Oh, is there?
I think it's like MS month or something like that.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, that'd be good to do
I think it's
like that as
something like
well.
that, and you just kind of post pictures of like your.
Your MS journey and
I'm
things
going to
like
need
that.
to think, research that again, but I'm sure there is something
There is
in May
an
as
MS
well.
Awareness Month.
Yeah,
Aye.
I think
Where
it
you
is
get the
May.
M&D
Maybe
and all
that's...
that. It used to be
May.
days and then it became months.
I know. Aye,
Yeah.
and then it was a week at one point, wasn't it?
Aye.
Yeah,
Which I don't mind because it means it gives you more time to plan what you want to do rather than one day.
yeah,
It's pretty cool.
I
We'll have
know.
to do something for it in here.
definitely.
Definitely. That'd be
Definitely,
good.
aye. Definitely have to get something sorted in here.
I
Oh my
think there's
God.
different routes. I think there's like a 1K, a 5K, a 10K, and a 20K. So we done the 20, but it was roasting hot. So see that way, like you're roasting and you're trying to walk that heat. But it was a good day. Like it was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Aye. I don't think I'd be able to do the 20k, but
It's a bit too long as well. Like it's a lot a bit long. Like, aye, slow.
Yeah, but you definitely earned that the money that you raised
Yeah,
for doing
definitely.
20k.
I know.
I would
it was.
definitely be taking a fucking bike or something.
Here's a question: were you hanging the next day?
No, because I think I'd walked it off. We went
I
to
get hanging for walking. Never mind getting hanging for walking and being steaming.
I think I'd walked it off. Maybe it was the adrenaline and like the buzzing.
The heat and all that.
Yeah,
Makes a
definitely.
difference. Definitely makes a difference.
But it was a great day, and we had all went to the pub after it and see. But it was like 6 to 12 o'clock at night. Every single one of us were we are done in, like tired.
Oh, I bet you were pure looking forward to just crashing in your
Oh,
bed.
I couldn't wait.
That's
Oh,
as
honestly.
well. You build up an appetite.
You do.
You
Yeah.
build up an appetite. 'Cause I did a lot of walking when I first went out about my MS. And I'd lost all the weight for it. And I was walking like big fucking long walks, like going, getting the train down to Linlift, going and walking along the canal.
Oof.
Back, you know that, staying in Cumbernauld, the canal for Hingme. Staying shit like that. And then I can't do it now, but you see me by the end, you're like, I'm getting a German doner. Maybe a boss box or
Reward
something.
yourself.
A fucking
do.
scran, man. You do end up with a munch. You're like, and you eat it, and you don't put the weight on because your metabolism's gone fucking
Aye,
rapid.
it's still going.
You're
I
like,
know.
I deserve a scran.
Aye, I'd finish your walk and go right into a Chinese. Order a munchie box or
Go
something.
Chinese tonight.
Same.
That sounds good.
Why don't we reward ourselves with some Chinese tonight?
Does sound
know.
good.
We went to St Luke's after the walk, and everybody's like, right, what drink will we get? Because we had to put a deposit down. So everybody's like, what drink we get? And I'm like, what about the food? Like, we need to get food.
You do. I think walking builds up a bigger appetite in any exercise because
Aye,
it's
it
does.
long as well. You're doing
Aye.
it at a length of time and it keeps going. 'Cause It keeps burning for, is it 12 hours or something after you stop walking?
After you stop.
The exercise keeps burning for that.
Wow.
matter. That's mad.
I
It's
know.
best way to lose weight. I lost about 10 stone for that.
Really?
Through
That's
walking,
brilliant. Oof.
Put about 5 out back on, but
It's hard to keep half, isn't it?
aye, definitely hard to take half the tablets and all that shit. Aye,
Yeah.
100%. Chocolate doesn't help.
I've went right after chocolate.
Oh, have you?
Aye, he's been right off chocolate. So have you enjoyed your time on the day?
I have. I did a great time.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I think Rosie had mentioned it to you before. Would
Yeah.
you come back on?
I would. I like see for a week. I was pure I mean, you see me on Monday. I was so nervous walking in here, and now I just feel
It's
so
easy.
normal. Aye,
Yeah.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
I love that. Because you were
Love
like,
that
oh,
too.
I don't know about that.
Aye,
But
like
I'll come up for a wee meeting.
aye, and I was like that. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Like, don't think I'll be able to talk in front of cameras. Like, I could literally talk to MD, but see, as soon as I
The
know
camera's
cameras
on.
on me, I'm like,
It's, you feel different, but see as the conversation goes, you totally forget the cameras are there.
aye, you do.
It's and you're never looking at the camera really,
Aye.
unless you directly address
Look
it.
at it.
Aye, so makes you at ease, and it's good when you start going the conversation. Aye.
Yeah. I
Aye.
think you just, when the conversation is flowing, it's easy just to forget
That
any kind of
anything's
camera.
happening. I know.
Aye. Anybody sitting behind there.
I know.
Hi, idiots.
I know, see, before I came on, I was literally like watching your Instagram, right? And I was like, right, there's a camera, and I'm like, what camera's going to be on me and what one am I going to see all the time? And I don't even know they're here now.
That's
I
your
know.
camera.
Don't even looking.
The one with the telly. Aye,
Above the fire.
above the fireplace. I don't know what that fireplace is on all the time. That's the boy Kite that's talking gas podcast.
I quite
He
like
puts-
it.
I really like it
Aye,
too.
like, he said, it just chills. It creates a vibe when you put
It
it
does.
on.
Aye,
He was
it
freaking
does.
out we couldn't find the fire stick remote the other night to get on. He's like, mate, I need my fireplace. I'm doing a podcast. I was like, mate, what do you want me to do, man? I can't find the remote.
But I would love for you to come back. Definitely
Oh, I
come
would love
back.
to come back on. I would love it.
100%. We'd
Yeah.
like you to have you as a regular on Label
Yeah,
Disabled.
Yeah.
definitely. You're
I'd
welcome.
love it.
All the
No,
time.
no, just you can
Especially
talk about
when
other
you're like, what about
topics
the
as
food? We need to get the
Aye,
food. You're my favourite.
well.
I know, I was literally listen, are we getting food? Like, what's happening here?
I'm getting Chinese tonight.
Are you? We're going to Lads tonight. You heard of that?
No.
No.
I think it's meant to be like Nando's, so we're going to go there. We're going to go there
I
for
know.
one the other night.
He was just talking about it. He said it's better than Nando's.
He's no stopped talking about it for about a year.
Ah, so
honestly,
the first time he came in, he was talking about that.
that's all he's been talking about. He's like, can't wait to go to Lads tonight.
Don't for a scran.
I know.
Don't for a scran. Well, Megan, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks
Yeah.
very much. I know, it was
Definitely.
good to meet you.
I know, because we have been talking for a while, haven't we?
Aye, we have.
We've been
Definitely.
talking a while, and it feels good actually getting to meet you and your journey and all that, because you're quite similar to
Yeah.
us. And
Aye.
I'd feel it's becoming more and more like a community, but not just for MS, because obviously we had Johnny in the other week, who's behind the camera.
It does feel
by
like
the
a wee
way.
community.
Remember, let's have it. But it's the same. He has a different illness, and he had all the same mental health issues
Aye.
and stresses and all the
Yeah.
things we went through. And it's mad how it's all one big, being labelled as a community in itself,
Yeah.
Definitely.
which is mad to think.
Yeah.
I know. It is, and like it's mental, like it's so different, but you all go through the same journey. In
Yeah.
a way, it is.
Yeah.
The
Like,
journey in your head's the same.
Aye.
That's what one thing I say. No matter what the illness is, your journey and your aim thoughts is always the same. I find.
Yeah.
That's what I'm discovering for getting to speak to everybody through this venture.
Yeah.
Is the journey you go through in your head. Definitely, it all feels the same.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're illnesses and stages and all that might be different, that in there is the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
The journey you go through is exactly the same.
And it is. It's so good watching. Like, see, when I was watching your other episodes, and I'm like that. I've had that. I know that. I know that feeling. Like,
You're not alone.
I
You're
love
not
that
alone.
I
so
know.
much.
And like I think it was you, Cruiky, that was talking about like after you were diagnosed, you were just like you were just constantly wanting to do things to forget, and that was me.
Prove a
like,
point.
aye, and
Prove
like
a point.
I think it's. I don't even know if it's proving a point to yourself as well, but like after I was diagnosed, I was like no sitting down. I was like that constantly on the
On
go.
the go.
Aye, and Daniel's like, Megan, going to sit down. He's like, you're like going to just
Aye.
take time.
I
I
don't
know, but sometimes it's really hard when you've got points to prove.
Aye, I
Yes.
know it is. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Because I got through my best shape in my life at that time, and I sent you a picture, and the first thing you said is, "Oh, you had a point to prove then, didn't you?" And it's
Yeah.
mad how we all automatically know, I want to prove something to the world there.
Aye, I
Just
know.
because I've been labelled with an illness doesn't mean I'm fucking down and out.
Yep.
I know,
Exactly.
and you do, like, because that's what I was like as well. Like, 'cause that, like I was like that. Right before work, I'm going to get up at this time and I'm going to do this, and then after work, I'm going to come home and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, who am I trying to prove this to? Because
Aye.
nobody knows I'm doing this.
It's
Just
selfish.
exhausting.
It's selfish, aye, isn't it?
Yeah, it
selfish that way.
It does just exhaust you. You just
does.
need to remember to kind of take time to yourself and just chill.
I just
Chill
chill
the
it.
fuck out.
I
There's
think aye,
no point to prove right now. Mm-hmm. Just
get your feet up, have a cup of tea and
Aye.
a biscuit.
Aye.
My favourite thing now.
Same.
have a wee
And I think that was the hardest thing to do. Like that was the hardest thing for me to go right, because I felt like if I sat down, I was sitting doing AMS and that was it. I wasn't proving it to myself that I
Aye,
could do it.
See, I
But I'm
see what
like-
you're, who am I doing this to? It is
Aye.
really yourself. Because it's only you that's thinking that.
I know,
Yeah, it's
I
a
know, girls
selfish
thinks
thought.
like
It's
that.
like nobody else is watching you. Everybody's in their own wee bubble.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Other
know.
people have got other shit going on too. Like
I know.
Aye.
it's just we're
So
busy.
you're the only person you're trying to prove it is you.
As
yeah,
you, I know.
it is. It is because to be honest, the only person you're going to really ever be stuck with is yourself.
It's yourself. Aye,
Yeah.
I know. And then when you realise you're like that, knackered me. I've just made myself more tired.
I do wonder if everything I done when I was getting diagnosed, like going up mountains and lifting weights and things like that, did that ever do more damage to me? Because my illness attacked my spine.
Right,
Did
okay.
that bring that on? Was that all the shit I was doing before?
I
it?
do know that.
Was that before or after?
That was before. It was before I took the. It was when I was in that RIS phase. So when they were saying that you're about to have a relapse, you're going to have a relapse, and you're showing the indications that you're going to start having a relapse.
Right.
That was when I was like lifting weights and shit like that, and fucking getting up mountains and going to the best shape in my life. But when I took the relapse, I attacked my spine and nearly ended up in a wheelchair.
That's mad.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
I don't
did
think
that-
you did that to yourself though. I
But
think
that's
the
the thought that runs
stress
through
of
your head. That's the thought that
Yeah,
runs through
I
your
think
head. Did I
stress for
overdo
us
that
is
and do
really
that to
bad.
myself?
like
Aye.
stress is really bad, and just like even being told that you probably are going to relapse or you probably have
I know.
MS.
How do you deal with that? Like,
I know without
I
getting
was-
too stressed.
I know.
I was told they did get the timing wrong. They said within the year 1 to 2 you're going to relapse there, and it turned out it was about 7-8 months. Actually, it wasn't a year. I relapsed.
That
in.
you relapsed
But
then.
they were like proper, and I was getting checkups and MRIs constantly. I mean, they were like, no, I was like chronic fatigue. Like I remember it was like somebody came in and just pinched energy out of my body and work.
And that was
I like, flopping about and all that. Like, I can't fucking stone up. They get carried out to a taxi, get carried for a taxi into my flat.
Oh, that's
I mean,
mad.
like the fatigue and I was like, why am I flopping there?
Why am I that
Why am I
bad?
like that? And they're like, that's the build up to your first relapse. Things that you wouldn't have paid attention to because you get diagnosed after your first relapse. I get diagnosed before I'd even relapsed and had MS.
That must have been scary and all, like knowing I'm going to relapse at some point and
Aye,
no
and you
even
don't know what's going to happen.
Like, and how that's going to happen.
How's it going to manifest?
Aye.
What kind of
What's it going to go to?
MS? Because the RIS thing I had when I was doing all the research and that is something that 60% of people that form into MS go right into primary progressive.
Right.
So the higher percentage go right into the fucking final stages. So it normally cuts out remitting relapsing phase.
Right.
You just go right into you're on a downward spiral. So I had that in my head as well. And they're like, yeah, in about a year or two you're going to relapse. And I'm like, well, am I going to be like boom?
I know.
Just life over kind of shit. Thankfully it wasn't. I've ended up with a mile for me. I took a bad illness in my spine, but that I'm not always going to get that illness. It might never come back.
Yeah.
Cause permanent nerve damage and shit.
You will have flares for
I
time to
get
time.
flares.
You flares from it.
And my doctor said your spine's like 2 fingers, and if there's another interruption in there, it could be a wheelchair and things like that. So there's concerns.
Yeah.
But in my day-to-day
Scary.
life, I don't have a bad form of the illness in a day-to-day. I find myself very blessed that way.
I'm the same. I don't really,
Aye.
apart from when I need to do my injection, but that's injection that's making me feel
Aye.
like
I
that.
feel myself reminding you a lot
Aye.
that
Yeah.
you've
I'm
got a
not too
lot
bad.
to be thankful of.
I'm very thankful for this where I'm up with the illness and
Yeah.
how it affected me. Because, like I say, I could have went either way. I could have went right into primary progressive. I could have went right into a downward spiral, and they couldn't tell me if I was going to do that or no. They were happy just have to wait and see how this goes. Like I say, the transfer myelitis I took in my spine was rough,
I know.
and people died for that. That's life threatening. Like that, I showed you the drummer for Slipknot died for it, and it's a very serious condition. But not everybody gets that. You'd never heard it.
No, I
You'd
hadn't heard of it either until
Aye,
you just
and that
said
was
there.
that was the first illness I got for a relapse. Was this fucking mad thing in your spine? It's like fucking dodgy.
That's
but
scary.
It is.
It is so scary.
it is. It's hard when you go to stone up and things, like the pressure on that on your spine and your organs is horrendous. Like I was getting put on amitriptyline because they thought it was nerve damage. My GP, and they sent that through. Everything they were going to prescribe me had to get cleared by the Arnold clinic. Like they couldn't
Right.
say here's a prescription. If they thought it was MS related, it had to be cleared by my specialist.
Right, okay.
My specialist phones up like, you're not going on amitriptyline, you've actually got transfer myelitis, it's been caused by a relapse. I need you to come in right away.
So you weren't getting any painkillers?
No, I'm allergic to most stuff.
No amitriptyline. Why?
No, I didn't use that because it wasn't a nerve thing. It's an inflammation. So basically,
Yeah, but still the pain.
I know. You must have been
the
in
pain-
agony.
I was in agony. I got it's the diclofenac. I can take that. That's one of the drugs I can take. They put me on other things like naproxen and things, and I took allergic reaction and that. Codeine I take.
My brother took an allergy.
I take codeine, take allergic reactions. When I'm in the hospital, they can give me morphine, but it's got to be monitored.
Yep.
A lot of the time, I've got to survive on paracetamol because of my allergies to medications.
I can't survive on that.
Yeah, the diclofenac, but I had to take a lot of omeprazole with it because it was eating away at my stomach.
That can cause a lot of gastro as well.
Yeah, but the thing I had was like, it radiated inflammation. So the inflammation, it felt like my organs were going to pop open. I just felt everything was going to explode inside me.
Explode.
Have you
And
had
that-
the MS
Been a
hug?
horrible. No, I've never had that. I've
Yeah.
read about it, but I've never had anything like that.
It's like that,
Right?
but
That's
it's
the
mer-
only way I could
Aye.
imagine
That's
that.
horrible.
It's the closest thing to it would be the MS hug.
Yeah.
The MS hug, I've had that, and I mainly get it up the top. This was your whole upper.
Oh, I don't get it
every
at the
organ.
top. I get it like actual round.
Like
No,
round
I've
you.
had
what
it
an
up the
MS
top.
hug is like you know how come like your rib cage is coated with like muscles.
Aye, it's tightening.
It's literally having muscle spasms around your ribs, like the muscles that are on your ribs.
Nah, I've
And
had
that's
that
what's
along my
causing-
shoulder.
That's how
Like
how
one
does
here.
that even happen?
Neither really knows.
Does
But
that happen?
see any group chats? I don't know. Did you join the group chats?
I did,
didn't you?
aye.
The Facebook groups and all that. The amount of people go, I'm having a hug good day, you know that? And I'm like, I've had it once or twice. Like, surely you don't
know.
get it every day of your life, man.
I
think
But
some
imagine some people do.
Yeah.
But you're a wee bit like, have you actually got a hug or no?
I know. I've kind of unfollowed a lot of their page. I'm still in them, but I
too.
don't really on them as much because it's
Very doom and gloom.
aye.
Yeah.
And it would trick you into thinking that everything was happening.
Like every
Aye.
wee hang I see, he does a fucking
Aye,
relapse.
I know.
Aye.
Because of these people, the way they go on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a wee bit like, oh, come on.
But we spoke
I
about it
know.
before, and obviously you watched our episodes. Like, I do like it when you see good news on them.
Yeah, I like
Relationship
them. Yeah.
statuses, other things like that. People that are promoting positivity. I love seeing that in the groups. 'Cause
Yeah,
you go,
me too.
well done, and I will like or comment and that stuff. The other stuff, I'm like, nah, not a day, man.
I
I've got
know.
mine battle.
It's too heavy, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's too much.
Too heavy.
I know.
Especially when you're dealing with a lot in your own life.
I know.
But the tiredness I get all the time, like I'm so tired all the time. I actually had a chat with my MS nurse like last year when I was having my relapse, and I was like, why the fuck can I not keep my eyes
I
open?
can stay awake.
I actually feel like I've got narcolepsy or something.
Just fall asleep.
It's just, she said it's just your brain. You're relapsing. You're just
just
too
the way
much.
it goes.
too much inflammation in your brain. Your brain needs to just sleep.
But just need chill a
It's
wee
kinda
bit.
just switching off.
So that's because me and you're different for inflammation. I get it in spine, you get it brain. Do you get it in your brain as well?
My brain, yeah.
Aye, so you used to have a brain.
So that's why we've kind of got similar.
Aye, similar symptoms. Because I don't get MS hug, but I started getting, I don't know if you get this as well, the Lermit sign. It's like an electric shock.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Do you ever,
I've had that.
the
do you
first
ever
time
get like
I
an
had
electric
that.
shock like up your bum? Oh,
No, yet.
me and
I
my
get that.
sister talk about that all the time.
It's horrible. I was
We call
walking
it
through
the
Morrison. Walking through Morrison's the other day, and I was like, pinch. Nah,
And I was like, oh, I know what's
I
happening.
know what that is. I was like, do you? Because I get it all the time, and I was like, I wonder what the fuck it was.
You can't hide it back. You're like, ah.
See, I get it in my neck, down my spine. So I don't get it far down as that yet. But, it's horrible.
Oh no, I get it
Yeah.
Mars. I get it
Or
right,
like,
Mars.
do you ever get like electric shocks in your fingers?
No,
I've never
yeah,
had
no.
that.
That was probably like one of the first symptoms I was getting. I was like, my fucking fingers are annoying me.
Aye, like they're just don't
Everybody
feel
was
right.
like, shut up. Just because your sister's been diagnosed with it, shut up. A year later, I've got MS.
I know that must have been massive for you though. Like
Aye.
everybody, because your sister did have MS as well. Like,
Aye.
must
Even the council was saying, no, we need to see proof that you've got MS because your big sister has it, so you could be copying her for all we know. And I was like,
mental.
as if you would
mad,
even
isn't
do
it?
that.
aye, like what?
I know that's mad.
It's just ignorance, isn't it? It's
Aye,
just
it is.
ignorance.
It's just people think what they shouldn't be fucking thinking. but
Yeah.
people are just at it.
I know they do because I've not really had many situations like that. I've only had one, and it was we were on a night out and we were getting the train home, and I went into the train station to use the toilet, and the girl was like, "That we've actually shut the toilets," and I was like, "Shut the toilets? Like, why?" Right, because there were still trains. It was coming up to the last train home,
Aye.
but surely the toilets still would have been open.
Yeah,
And
you'd
she's like, "That the disabled toilet's the only one that's opened," and I was like, "Well, I've actually got MS. Can I use the toilet?" And she's like, "Have you got a card?" And at this point, I didn't have a card, right? And I was like, "No, I don't have a card." And she's like, "We can't let you in." And I was like, "I'm absolutely bursting." Like,
That's
I know.
proper bad.
I know.
That's really bad.
And I
that
was-
happened to me in KFC.
and it's horrible, like, because you feel so, and it's so like, you feel so embarrassed with
Aye,
somebody
you're like, I'm going to
saying
push
that to you.
myself.
I know. And I was like, listen, like, I need to go. And she's like, "Really sorry, I can't let you in without a card." And I'm
But she
like,
can't even question that because let's face it, even if you have a card, you give me my card.
Yeah.
But you could give that card to anybody and they just rub it and say, I've got MS.
know.
How do
Aye,
you prove it's
true.
an invisible disability?
I know.
That is discrimination.
It's proper
That's
bad.
blatant
I know.
discrimination.
I know.
That's blatant.
Because it was when I went home, I was like, I'm going to write them an email.
From
So
the
I
rail?
emailed-
From the
Scottish
railway.
Rail.
I know.
Was it ScotRail as well?
Aye.
Oh well.
So I
Says a lot.
emailed them and I was
Does
like,
say a lot.
aye, and I was like, listen, I was in the station, still trains coming in and out. Aye, it was later on, but why were the toilets shut?
Yeah.
And I was refused entry
And
to a
it's
disabled
not as if you
toilet.
want to do a pee on the train
I
because
know.
they're so bad. They're horrible.
I know exactly.
No,
and the
you don't
train
know
wasn't
what's-
even coming in for a wee while.
I know.
I wouldn't trust the trains either.
No, I know. And I was like, what option have I got here? And she's like, if you use like the pub across the street. And I'm like, are you what?
Wow.
Nah, it's disgraceful.
And it wasn't her fault. She's probably been told to tell people this.
It's just
but
the rules
I'm
are wrong.
like, aye,
The protocols.
I think that's just, well, she could have opened it.
aye.
You still get. There
And
still
she's
is
just
a
like,
judgment
nah, I
call,
can't
isn't
be
there?
bothered.
Still is
Yeah.
aye.
It's just judgment, like,
Aye.
because you're like quite a wee nice looking girl and stuff like that, she'd probably be thinking, no.
Aye, right.
No.
You're a liar.
Aye. No, you don't.
I know.
You look too good.
Aye,
Again,
and then,
that is the discrimination part.
Yep.
Because they're prejudging.
yeah, I know.
They're prejudging, which you should not do.
I know. And it was like the next day when I wrote the email and I was like, listen, I says, this was a big thing for me to even ask to use it.
Yeah.
And I says, and I didn't say I've just been shot down, but I was shot down. I was
You
shot
were.
down.
Blatantly.
And I was like that. That shouldn't have happened. And the person that came back to me was like that, the disabled toilets are actually for like people that are in like chairs and all that. And I'm like,
No,
and
no.
I said, no, every disability's
In a chair?
visible.
Aye.
And then I'm like that. I thought, like, I'm sure I've seen a sign in the train station saying not every disability is visible.
Aye, that's whoever was that the company's response.
Aye, they said.
That's shocking.
Aye, I know, and I was like that. Are you
That's
having
dark
a
ages
laugh?
shit. It's
I know.
actually
Oh,
dark
fuck.
ages
I know.
shit.
That's really bad.
I know, and I was like, listen, I've seen a sign in the train station that says not every disability is visible. And it was just, it was like a losing argument with it. And it was like, oh, it's for, I can't really remember the exact terminology I said, but it was basically because I didn't have a wheelchair, I wasn't getting in. And I'm like,
Nah.
Nah, that's discrimination.
I know,
Typical fucking Scotland.
In my opinion,
I know.
for legal reasons,
I feel
that
like
is discrimination.
I just feel like
Shocking.
see when you're going to say something or ask for something, or even like when you're saying, oh, like this is sore, or I've got this feeling today. Just like when you're like, no, I'm not going to say it, and like people don't say or ask for things unless they really are being serious, unless they really need help.
Yeah.
Like, and to be fucking like made out as if you're lying or you're kidding on or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that is the worst
mental
fucking
strain.
feeling.
It's
It
mental
is.
strain.
And I think a lot of people think because you're able to, like, I think before I was diagnosed, I didn't know anything about MS. So I always associated it with
chairs?
people, with chairs.
Yeah.
So I think people just think because you're able to walk, you're able to do this, you're able to do that, then you're lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's disgusting
I know.
behaviour.
But I will admit, I was ignorant like that before.
So was
MS.
I. I
I've
was the
always
same.
said that. I was ignorant. And it's no you're intended to be ignorant. You just don't know.
No, you don't know.
You don't understand it until you experience it. So I can give people a wee bit of leeway there. But you, somebody is saying to you, by the way, I've got MS. You want to use a toilet? No worries, pal. Go and use the toilet
I know.
quickly.
Yeah.
That causes you no hassle in life to open a door for somebody to say, on you go, pal, be quicker.
I know. I like
Exactly.
just come back and that's you. I
But
know.
you should flush
Aye.
the toilet and stuff and make sure you don't leave a
There's
mess.
no harm in
know.
that. And somebody making a fuss out of that. Is
And then the way
fucking
they emailed
ridiculous.
you back and
I
stuff
know.
is
The
disgusting.
email back's
And I was
disgusting
like-
because invisible disabilities are disabilities as well.
Yep.
Under the law.
Yep.
Do you
I
know
know.
what I mean? Under the law. And that has to be respected.
Yeah.
Same as anything.
I know.
We have to be treated equal.
And,
Equal.
and like you say, like, their cards don't have any personal thing of you. They
Yep.
don't have your name on it. They don't have anything. So how are people meant to know?
No.
No, I know you could have just nicked it.
I know. I think I ended up after that. I bought one. I think it was like, is it like £1 or something like that? I don't
You
even
can get
know.
them
Or
free off
free.
National
Aye.
MS
And
Society.
that was how I got mine. But I'm like, anybody can do that.
yeah,
Like,
anyone.
you know what I
Anybody
mean?
can.
I know.
Anybody can. But again, the whole point here is you don't prejudge people. Somebody's telling you something, you have to take them in face value until you're proven wrong or you're proven wrong. So, yeah, it's a massive failure. That.
I know.
I feel like you could get ones that are personalised on
Yeah.
Etsy.
I think you
Aye,
can.
like,
Yeah.
I think you can actually request it. Because I get offered, but it wasn't orange. You have orange ones. I got offered. It was called a blue card,
right.
and it's like a picture of you or something, and you can take it into any business and say, I'm allowed to use these premises for the like toilet and shit like that, and they can't refuse you. And if they refuse you, it's an act of discrimination. I was offered that from my clinic.
Oh, no.
But it was totally,
Never heard of that.
totally different from what you were. Because you gave me the orange card and I was like, oh, I was
That's-
offered a blue card, but I never filled out the paperwork.
The national
I've still not
MS.
even done my bus pass yet.
No, I've not done. I've not done one either.
No.
Because
I used to have a blue badge for like my
Cars and
sister
shit
and
like
stuff like that, like my
Yeah.
brothers when they would take me shopping or for my prescription, but you can't exactly whip out a fucking
I know,
parking card. Like,
Aye, I know.
just fold it up a wee bit and go, ah, here
There
you go,
you
pal.
I can get in there.
I know it's got my picture on it. It's me.
But it's like, a lot of the freebies I've no bothered my backside with because
No, I haven't either.
I actually work in the railway.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No. Don't be
Nah,
silly.
it's alright, don't worry about that.
You're arseholes.
I've got my own stories to tell.
Yeah.
But I get free train travel and shit like that. So I've always had, like, I've never really needed it. I don't use the bus unless it's an emergency.
Yeah.
Subway, maybe, but no having access to Subway now, so I
know,
need to
aye.
travel into Glasgow, it's train.
Aye,
Train or
I would
taxi?
say I most
Could
of the
do
time
with a
I
taxi
just
card
drive.
here.
I know.
Government,
I know.
SNP,
why
you're
is it
taking
not
out
a
all the
thing like
disability
that?
benefits now. That's usually taking out all the disability benefits, Scottish National Party, whatever. Yeah, include a taxi card in there.
Taxi card would be great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Even if it's just a discount, 70% or something, I'd be happy with that.
That'd be great.
Because I don't use buses because they are hard to use.
Oh my!
No.
I mean, I went on a bus with you and I was cracking up.
No way.
Oh, so you're going to have her nut.
I can't. I've got no balance for it. I can't. Like they start going and I'm running. It sends me running. And I was like, I can't even fucking do this fucking thing now. I'm up the back and I don't know how to get off the bus. It's fucking moving. And it moves too quick.
You see,
I've not got the balance for this. I'm banging into every fucking chair on the way down.
but see what we were talking about ignorance there? That was my ignorance.
It was.
Because
Yeah.
I was relating it to my experience of going on a bus and no thinking about your experience of going on a bus. And it wasn't until I seen that, I was like, fuck, she struggles with a bus. I never thought of that. So ignorance, like, we all have a bit of ignorance in us. We all related to our own experience, don't we? So
Yeah.
That is true. You didn't know, but you're learning now.
I'm learning now. I'm
Yeah.
learning more now. But again, you always relate it to your own experience. I can
That's
go on a
only
bus.
natural.
I can go on a bus. I mean, never crossed my mind that you would struggle with a bus. If I knew that, we would just get a taxi at the hospital. I thought it was going to be a nice thing, a bus journey through Edinburgh. You get to see about Edinburgh. Thought it'd be a fucking nightmare.
Stick to the train.
Do you know what I mean? It was like, next time we'll just get a taxi.
It was an actual nightmare. Bang my head and everything.
It's a shame.
It was probably be a good day after all.
Was an alright day, apart from you getting discharged for the Ran Rolling Clinic. But
Yeah,
Oh, were you?
I get discharged at my
Oh,
fucking
no.
private clinic, man, because I'd moved back here.
Oh,
But anyway, I
meant to
can't
be
talk
really
about
good
that
as
on camera. Aye, talk about that off camera. I was gutted. I was
Yeah.
actually gutted.
That's
Yeah.
a shame.
My doctor there was phenomenal.
yeah,
wasn't he?
I met him.
I've
He
heard
was really
good
nice.
things about them.
It's the best experience. Like, I didn't realise how privileged I was being at that clinic until I'd seen levels of care anywhere else or heard other people's stories. I was like, not a fucking chance. I went into MRIs and watched Finding Nemo and shit like that.
Did
you?
Yeah, that's good.
And for 45 minutes, like, they pulled me out. I was like, what, we look back into a watch the end. I've never seen that
I've not
before.
seen that bit.
He was raging because he gets sent to the,
I
come
get
to
sent to a van for an MRI. I was
van?
like,
yeah, the van.
What? Where's that?
They
Stop Hull.
Oof.
they have like these vans with MRIs in them. I've never been sent to it, but him and my sister have.
I didn't even know that was.
And it's
you
like
gotta-
you're not going to get any Finding Nemo in that.
I know,
now.
I went
I
through
know.
watching movies and MRIs, like, and on a big projector, it's not like on a wee screen there. It was like they set up a mirror and you watch the big projector and the film.
Above
was on.
you.
Oh, like the way they cage your head and you can see them in the mirror.
Oh,
Aye, so
See
they-
like your
they-
feet and stuff.
They put it the other way, so you watch the fucking.
That's quite
you
clever.
can see it.
It's a projector. Aye, so you got a
Ah.
projector on the wall and you just put movies on for
That's
you and
quite
all
clever.
that.
That is actually quite good.
Fucking,
I know.
Aye, so I went for that to turn up to a van in a car park. I was like,
Did you get
what-
music?
I was talking about privilege, man. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not used to this shit, man. I've got 5-star level, man.
I've been for a couple of mine in the Golden Jubilee, and I thought that was pure whoa. Like, you're
I've
getting
been
a
to-
lot in here.
I went to the Golden Jubilee as well. Actually, they were really nice in there.
They are really nice.
I was a wee bit late, and I was kind of lost in this. Asked this guy like, "Where's the MRI?" And he was like, "Come with me," and just took me. And he was like, "This girl was a wee bit lost, but here she is now." And I was like,
Right.
"Cheers,
Thanks. I don't get this anywhere else.
Fucking love it. Well, we're going to wrap up here.
yeah." But yeah, thank you so
Been
much.
an
For
I know,
absolute
coming.
thanks so
pleasure.
much, guys.
I'm
It
looking
was
forward to
really
getting
good
you
to
come
meet
back
you.
on more often. We'll talk
Defo.
about
Aye,
get
definitely.
topics set out for the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Things we want to bring
Definitely.
up ourselves. Like things we either going to think about in the future. We'll work it all out.
anything that kind of annoys you about anywhere, any kind of bone you've got to pick about any kind of healthcare. or
Talk
anything.
about it on here.
Yeah, it's
Or any
therapy.
funny shit that's happened to you, anything like that. We'll go
Aye,
on and
funny.
We'll talk
I
about
like
it.
funny.
Aye.
But before we go, I'd like to give a shout out to channel's new sponsor, AO Home Improvement. If you want to get any of your windows done, anything like that, roofs, garage conversions, anything like that, hit them up. You will find their link on our page.
They are fantastic.
Also, new sponsor of the Label Disabled podcast, Yeah Beauty.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, beauty.
Thank you. You find her on Instagram.
Yep, definitely. We'll plug her Insta on the.
So if you want to get your eyebrows done, your nails,
Yeah, any kind of beauty, anything. Go to her. She's
hit up
amazing.
Yeah Beauty. You'll find us through our website as well, through our socials as well.
Defo. But subscribe and like the video and give us a wee comment or anything like that. Anybody that sees this and thinks, "Oh, I could go along and do that," like definitely do it because
Defo.
we're building a wee community here.
We are.
Like, we actually
we
are.
are trying to build it up. People come in and out and be on
Yeah.
the podcast because obviously, I think it helps.
It does.
Definitely.
Definitely does.
It feels
does.
good talking about the shit, getting
It
it off your
does.
chest, and relating stories as well, funny and sad and all that, because it does help. It's
Definitely.
defo helps. So if anybody is out there wanting to come on, I will want to speak to us like yourself, you just started messages through Instagram, and
I know.
you're like,
It's
I'm
the
not too
best
sure
thing
if I
ever.
could do that, and they were just
Actually.
like, do you want to come and meetings at least? And you're like, I can do that. So yeah, loved it. It's
I
been a
know, me
pleasure.
too. Thanks so
Absolute
much,
pleasure.
guys.
Yeah, can't wait for you to come back.
I know, me too. I didn't think I'd be saying that, by the
Brilliant.
way. I was so nervous. I was like, God, I'm not going to be great. Like, it's going to be so silent and everything. And it's
No.
been
Done
great.
amazing.
No, it's
have.
been a really good episode. Been a really good episode.
Thank you.
But
Right.
yeah, that's
You wanna
us.
wrap it up?
Come back next time.
It's been labelled disabled. This is
Yeah,
Rosie
that's
and Cruicky. It's been
Megan.
Megan. See you next week, folks. Bye.
Bye.